Hello peeps, how are you doing today? Welcome to my living room. Today we're going to be making a proper gaming chair. As you can see, I live in a bedsit, so I don't have a lot of room, and every time I want to play my game I have to make this contraption onto my table, get my chair out, and it's just really annoying and frustrating. I've got a load of metal in the shed. I'm not going to do any cutting in here because the sparks will go everywhere, but I will be welding up my frame in here. I've got my welder over there. So first thing we're going to do is we'll clear up, we'll get the carpet up, and then we'll start making this up as we go along. It wasn't actually plugged in, I did just set it all up just to do the intro. Right, okay, as you can see we've got a pile of scrap metal, all needs chopping up. It's all various different bits. I've got 25mm box here and some angle. I'm pretty much making this up as I go along, but basically I know I'm going to start off with a base, and then I need to make just a little bracket for the chair. So I'm going to measure that up now and then cut it to length, and then we'll start welding. And then from there, right, once we've got that worked out, we can work out where the pedals are going to go, how the seat's going to go, and then we can work out the steering wheel. The only thing that I do know I need to do is where the steering wheel mounts up, we need to put that on an angle rather than square, because it should make it a little bit stronger on this lateral movement. As you can see, it was never done properly. It was just literally lashed together so I could use it. Got my list of what we need, so I'm going to go back outside and cut it all up. Right, so I've got my metal cut, and it's all cut to size. Clean the ends up. I don't know if you can see. All I've done is clean the ends up. It's still rusty at the minute. What I'll do is once I've finished making it, I'll clean the whole lot up so I can spray it. So yeah, there's my metal. We're going to lay it out and start tacking things together. I've got two sets of magnets. I've got these sort of standard ones which are okay, they do a job, but I've also got these where you can turn them on and turn them off. These are a little bit small for what I'm doing here, but these are brilliant. I'll put links in the description for both of these. Also, I don't know whether I've mentioned, I'm leaning down to talk to you because my tripod is really small. I need to get a new tripod, so you have to put up with it. Sorry. The other thing I did is I mitered these ones. This is the angle that's going to be for the seat base. So I've mitered them so I can get it flush. On the actual main base, I haven't. I've just squared it and I'll buy it. And then what I'll do eventually, because I'll spray it black, I'll buy some end caps for the ends because I really couldn't be fucked to cut everything at an angle and miter it. So, but this had to be flat. It was easier to do. Seam welded all this, it's relatively flat, doesn't matter too much. Once it's clamped down it'll be fine. So now we're going to start on the main frame, or the top of base. So I'm going to start with the square first, just the rectangle bit. It's going to be exactly the same again, nothing special. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it all up individually like this. I'll just do one piece, tack it all up, and then I'll go through and then I'll seam weld all in one go, because I think that'd be the easiest way to do it. Also, if I tack it and then put it together and it's slightly out, I can easily just tweak as and where I need to. So here we go again. Right, okay, so as you can see, all I've done, I mean I've seam welded the top, but I haven't gone too far. I know it's pretty square. I need to work out where I need to put the brace for the pedals, then I can work out where this is going to go, and then how I'm going to mount it. Again, this is literally just being made up as I go along. Right, okay, as you can see, I've got it all laid out here. I've had a quick play off camera. One thing that I always hated about this was when that was flat, the angle of the pedals was a little bit weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by drilling holes in the angle and get that mounted to the seat. Then I'm going to work out where I'm going to roughly mount the seat, and then get the pedals. I'll try and do it all a bit backwards, but for now we need to drill some holes in this. Literally just noticed that I've been working pretty much off frame, so all I've done, I don't know whether you can see, I measured it all out, marked it out, I've dot punched where I'm going to drill. Now I'm going to drill it. I'm going to start out with a pilot drill and then take it out to probably 9mm. The bolts are 8mm, but I do know this is not perfectly square, and so if I take that to 9mm, should give me just a little bit of leeway and wiggle room. Okay, I did end up completely remaking this. I wasn't happy with the last one. Like I said before, it wasn't quite square. The holes weren't right, so I've gone away, completely remade it. I've ground all the welds back. I've also ground the complete inside of the main frame, so I haven't got to keep stopping and starting. So now I'm going to bolt this to the chair, line it up, and then we'll work out where the pedals are. Okay, this is what I've come up with. I've got 2 pieces of metal that I've cut an angle on, so that should be there, that'll be there. I haven't got any flat bar and I really couldn't be fucked to be cutting this about, so I'm just going to weld that in sort of like that, so it'll be nice and flush and it should look reasonable. There's no mounting holes at the back here, it's just literally just to support the back. The only 2 mounting holes are on that plate there, which I'd already done. So I've marked it out where I need to clean. I'll clean it all up and then we'll tack it together. Okay, sorry about this, but my memory card got full up. I didn't even realise. I've only got 1 card, so I've just had to dump it onto the laptop. So, as you can see, we forged ahead a little bit. I've tacked that up, and you can see what I've done here. That's just a piece of angle. Oops, sorry. That's just a piece of angle that will go down there and round. I've also got rid of the wood now, and I've made 2 little supports here and here. I've sort of squared the back up roughly how I want it. So what I'm going to do now is take the seat off, tack them little bits onto that post, or clean that post up, tack them in so that it's actually a bit more solid. Then I can work out the height and the position and then get all that tacked in. Once that's tacked in, I'm happy. Then we can fully seam weld everything. Then we can start on the actual wheel mount itself. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let's put you down there. You should be able to sort of see what I'm doing. Okay, so here's where we're at. I've got it tacked in. You should have seen me weld that. I've tacked that in as well now. I was gonna, as I say, fully seam weld it, but I'm starting to lose light and I need to do all my cutting outside. So I'm thinking I want to start mounting the the steering wheel, and then I can cut the metal which is over there, and then I can still weld inside. Sort of after it gets dark, it's not too much of a problem. So first thing I need to do is make something for this. So, yeah, we got one mounting point here, and then we've got two here. What I'm thinking is having a bit of box section across here, then two pieces of angle across here, so that should pick up that bit of box section can go straight to the sides, and then I've got some thick metal that I'll make just a little tab for that to mount into, and then that can be welded up there. Right, okay, I've got some metal cut. I did have a quick I'll put the seat back on and the pedals back onto the base, so I could have a quick measure up, so I could try and get a lot cut as quickly as I possibly could. Initially I said I wanted, basically I wanted to have it so then the main supports went out like that. Unfortunately, just the way it sits, I don't think it's going to work. I might be able to do it later, but I won't really know until I've got it made. So I've got two uprights at the minute, two uprights there, and then that's going to be the cross brace. So the way it's going to work is the cross brace will go across there, centralised obviously. Then we've got two pieces of angle that can weld to it, and then screws down there. There will be another bit of box to go across there, but I haven't worked out how I'm going to do that yet with everything else. I'm just sort of getting this bit done, and then I can work the rest out as I go. And then the little metal plate, as I said, can go in there, but we'll do that later. For now, I want to clean this bit up and get these two welded to it and get all the holes drilled. So then that way we can at least mount this to there, and that should be fairly strong, or strong enough to support its own weight. And then we can sort of get it back on the chair, check the uprights and the angle of the dangle. I'll crack on. This is the original, well, the board that I made a year or so ago to mount the steering wheel to, so I'm going to use it as a template. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be a bit risky. Ideally I'd have somebody to give me a hand, but I don't. So what I'm going to do is use the magnets and hope that the steering wheel's fairly balanced. So I'm sort of happy with the height of that, which is pretty much where I've measured it, give or take. So I'm going to clean it up, I'm going to weld them to there, nice and square, and then I'll work out the overall position like that. Right, as you can see, I've tacked the brace onto the top here and I've got it on the magnets. I've got it roughly where I want it, but I think the next stage is take some measurements so I know where this sits again. Then what I'm going to do is take the wheel off, flip it over, and then weld that little tab onto underneath for the front bolt. That way I think it'd just be easier than trying to work upside down. Tosser. I'll take that one, didn't I? What I'm going to do is relatively simple. The bolt's in there, it's all mounted up. So I'll flush it in, draw down the centre line of that bolt, and then the centre line of this, put it in the vise, and then I can drill a hole. Okay, as you can see, we've got the 3 tabs on there now. Now we're gonna we'll put it on here. It's not quite square at the minute. I'll tack it all together. I'll measure it all out, tack it all together, and then I'll make sure it's all square. That's why you tack it. You've got a little bit of movement. Right, okay, as you can see, I've tacked it up, took the magnets off now. It's actually pretty solid already, just being tacked in, so I'm quite happy about that. But I do want to brace it in up and down here. I measured it all up already, and I've gone and cut the metal already. All I've done is cut the little slits in, so then, you know, when I'll fold it across the line, and then that'll be a nice 45, that'll be a nice 45, and in theory it should all go together. The way I measured the distance what I need is I cut out some pieces of cardboard, 18mm. I figured 18mm sort of along and then down would be okay. This is also 18mm here, so I had the option of bracing this in if I need to. So all I did was I taped that on there, taped that one on there, and then I measured down from corner to corner, so then that gave me my overall length. Whether this is going to work or not, I do not know. Hopefully it will, and you will see even if I do fuck it up. So now I'm going to put both tubes in the vise, and we'll bend it and see how it looks. Yeah, the first issue is obviously that line there is longer than this line here. I didn't think about that when I shaped it. I should have done. But it's done and I've got no more metal left, so this is what it's going to be. As you can see, I've cocked up a little bit in the fact that it's not quite right. I'm pretty certain them angles are pretty good, that don't look too bad at all. But it doesn't line up there. I think it's just too long. So what I'm going to do is, I still want that one there, and then that there, but it just seems to be 25mm out. So I'm just going to take 25mm off of these. I'll fold the other one up, double check, make sure they're both the same, and then we'll get it all tacked in. Okay, back in from the garage. Made these, as you can see. I took maybe 15-20mm off them. I don't know if you can see, but they fit in perfectly now. Absolutely perfect. So what I'm going to do is I need to clean up that weld a little bit there, just so it sits flush. Clean these up here obviously, and then we'll get these tacked in. There's a little bit of square that way, and there is just a tiny bit of movement. So I think I probably will, once I'll probably make two little gussets for here, just to give it that little bit extra. I'm going to quickly put the steering wheel on, make sure I am happy with the position still. And then we'll move on to the next step. Right, okay, I've been out, I've got some metal. I've also had to go and do some other stuff, so it is now dark outside and I've only got a shitty light and a lamp over there, so I do apologise about the lighting. There's nothing I can do about it. I am determined I'm going to finish this because I want to play. So I've gone out, when I went out I've actually cut quite a few bits of metal. I've made two little gussets which are going to go in here. that should stop the side to side movement that I've got. And I've also gone out and made this lot. So I've got two pieces that have got a 45 on it. That's going to be welded together nice and flat like that, and then I can drill some holes, and then that'll be the mount like that. That'll go under there. Don't know, but hopefully you can see this. I'll try and enhance the lighting in Adobe. Then we've got some uprights, which are exactly the same, two together with 45. So then they will go on there like that. And then I've got another piece that I'm going to weld to the frame. Around here somewhere. And then it should all sort of come up like that, and then it can be bolted up, hopefully. Okay, so as you can see, all I've done is basically made some C-channels. Then that, I need to sort of clean up a little bit. I'll go like that. That is very tight in there. That's going to be a bit of a ball ache putting some screws in, but in theory I'll only have to do it once. over the fucking moon with that. That is literally bang on. That's just where you want it. Plenty of room. There's a little bit of flex in the welds at the minute, but that's pretty solid. I will probably tie that in to the seat mount. Kind of, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, I'll probably put a little bit of something in there to tie it into the seat mount, but the height is bang on. It feels exactly like a proper driving position. And then later on I can put a handbrake here. Bosh. So what I'm hoping to do is clamp these in, and then as I clamp it up, it should pull it a little bit squarer. Then I'll weld it in, then that should be nice and solid then, and not move, not have any flex in it like that, in theory. Right, well, that's pretty solid. I'm over the moon with that. It's pretty square. Across it. Yeah, there is movement there, but it's high there. It's an even gap all the way across there, all the way across there. Not that it really matters because of what it is. It just, you know, but it's solid. If anything, it lifts the back end up on the movement, so I might have to address that. I might guss it in back down here somewhere, strengthen the whole lot up, but I'm very happy with the way it is. What I'm going to do now is completely strip it down and seam weld it. Okay, I think I've got most of the welds. There's a couple I haven't done, which are one's around the top here, and then there's a couple along the top of where the gear stick mounts. I haven't done them yet, purely and simply because I actually want to play. I want to get it, have a little play with it, make sure everything's okay. Then what I will do is I'll fully seam weld them. Then we'll take it outside, we'll clean it up and paint it. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so here we have it. As you see, I did finish it quite late last night. When I went to play it, some crap had got on the cable for the pedals and they wouldn't work. So I didn't film that, but I cleaned it up this morning and I played, which you've just seen. So yeah, here we are. Yeah, I still need to clean it up and paint it, but I want to use it for maybe a month or so, have a little play, just in case I want to make any changes to it. Straight off the cuff, I'm not happy with the way the gear stick mount looks. You know, it's solid, it's not going anywhere, it does the job, but I just don't like the way it looks. So I might change that. Also, I want to put something on it where I can wrap the cables up, so when I unplug it I can wrap the cables up, put it away. That's another thought. I would also like to make the seat adjustable, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I've made it for myself, it's completely fixed as you've seen, but I would like to make it adjustable. I'm 5'5", a lot of my friends are normal height, but on the flip side of that, my kids would like to play. So over the next few months I will do an update of what I change, how I change things, and then I'll do sort of a paint and sort of a progression of like that. But for now, we have a gaming chair. It's completely DIY. This has actually cost me nothing to make at the minute because it's just crap I had lying around. What I will do is I'll measure everything out and I'll work out roughly what it would cost for a B&Q. I went into B&Q the other day and I noticed that they actually now start stocking this 25 by 25 mil box, exactly the same as this. I think it was 2 metre lengths for about 16 quid. So it's readily available to almost anybody. So I will price it up of what it would cost to make, if you bought everything from scratch, and I'll put it in the screen somewhere. But for now, we have a gaming chair that works, or sim racing rig, whatever you want to call it. So thank you for watching. I know this is probably going to be a long video. Thank you for persevering with me. If you like what I'm doing, head over to Patreon. All my videos go up a week beforehand, before they go on YouTube. Please support us. There'll always be extra little tidbits over there as well. If you want to see day to day, follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Both are updated daily. It's all under DG Retro Customs. Have a great day. Cheers.